We know that the Sims team has several things in the oven right now. There are several projects that they're working on. We are currently still in the June through September roadmap, and according to this roadmap, we are still expecting to get 2 bold kits by the end of September. A couple of weeks ago, I made a video saying I expected there would probably be an announcement on that within the next 2 weeks. Well, it's been 2 weeks, and that didn't happen. And it looks like they're waiting until September to announce those 2 kits. But we do have a little bit of information about what those kits might be. Examining the background of this roadmap image reveals 3 hidden icons: a pair of shorts, a chair, and what looks like a tire or a donut. And some people have come to the conclusion that the donut in the river and the pair of shorts indicate we might be getting a swimwear kit. This would be a very welcome kit to get. The swimwear catalog in the game right now is kind of lacking, and a swimwear kit would definitely fill that gap. And this 3rd icon is a chair, and unfortunately it doesn't really tell us much, but I think we can deduce that one of these 2 kits is going to be a furniture kit of some kind. Obviously, we don't have any confirmation on what these 2 kits are. We're just speculating based on the background of this image, but we do know the theme of 2 kits that we're getting next year. We're getting a goth fashion clothing kit and a medieval castle build kit. Now let me be clear, these are just kits. We're not getting a medieval or a goth themed world or expansion pack. We're getting one kit that will be nothing but goth clothing and another kit that is nothing but medieval themed build objects. But now let's dive deeper into speculation land, because there are several packs that people have been talking about the Sims team possibly releasing in the near future, and I want to talk about all of them. The first is hotels. This is something I hadn't even considered until I saw Lil Simsy's video about it. It's on her YouTube channel, you should go watch it. The fact that Lil Simsy made that whole video and PowerPoint presentation asking specifically for this pack to be made makes me think it's likely to happen. Not only that, but she starts dropping hints on things when she has insider knowledge. Does she have insider knowledge about a hotel pack? I don't know. Maybe, but if she does, that would explain her talking about it. If you remember, before they announced Growing Together, Lil Simsy kept asking for a Generations type pack. Turns out that entire time she was making videos asking for a Generations pack, she was secretly working on builds for the Growing Together pack. So yeah, I think it's possible that a hotel pack may be farther in development than we think, and Lil Simsy may have made builds for it. Another thing that we have evidence for that the Sims team might be working on, based on tweets from some of the Sim gurus and tweets from the Sims official account, as well as this community vote that happened a while back, a lot of people are speculating that a Grim Reaper career may be coming to The Sims 4 soon. And I can see this happening, but I don't see it being its own pack. And the main reason for that is because stuff packs are effectively dead. Over the last couple of years, the Sims team has made 23 kits and 0 stuff packs. That being said, the Grim Reaper career would have been an ideal candidate for a stuff pack. And so I think the Grim Reaper career is going to be a feature that's added to another pack, like how nectar making is an additional feature in the Horse Ranch pack. And it's very common for game packs and expansion packs to come with new careers. Adding the Grim Reaper career to a pack that's built for something else makes sense to me. Now that being said, if they wanted to release the Grim Reaper career as a kit, that could be interesting. I would love to see kits being utilized for more than cast and build by, and a career kit would be a great way to do that. Let's talk about fairies, because this is probably the next occult type that's coming to The Sims 4. I believe we're going to get a dedicated fairies game pack, just like Realm of Magic and vampires and werewolves, and they're going to work much the same way. They're going to have a skill tree, they're going to have 2 different appearances, a regular human looking form, and then a form that shows their fairy wings. We're going to get a new world with that pack, somewhere with a lot of trees and greenery and animals. I'm thinking based on somewhere like Ireland or Scotland. And also I think a fairies game pack is the last chance to introduce proper unicorns into The Sims 4. And there's evidence in the game code that proper unicorns were actually a feature that was planned for the Horse Ranch pack and then cut. That unicorn horn that we have is what we got instead of fleshed out unicorns. Some people have suggested that proper unicorns might come with the fairies pack. Other people have suggested we might get like a My First Unicorn stuff pack. If you're not familiar, the My First Pet stuff pack is an add-on to the Cats and Dogs expansion pack. And some people have left comments saying that they think the Sims team is going to do that again with unicorns. But I don't think they will, for a few reasons. People were outraged about the My First Pet stuff pack when it came out. I think EA learned their lesson from all of the community blowback because they have never done anything like that again. They have not released any more DLC for DLC. And also, like I said before, stuff packs are effectively dead now, so I don't see a unicorn stuff pack coming anyway. The Horse Ranch expansion pack also drops hints about time travel. Now this is an interesting one because Into the Future was the final expansion pack for The Sims 3, and it allowed Sims to travel into the future to a world called Oasis Landing. I think it would be great if a time travel pack for The Sims 4 traveled back in time to the events of The Sims 3. I would also love to see the time traveler Emmett Relevart return. I would be over the moon to see him again. But that said, I think time travel is going to be the final expansion pack that we get for The Sims 4, and therefore I do not see us getting it within the next year. Cars are something that people have been asking for in The Sims 4. I've talked about this before, but to quickly summarize, I think at some point we're going to get cars in a base game update, and the usable cars are going to be the cars that are currently in the base game debug. And the way cars will work is your sim will just walk out to the curb, press a button on their key fob, the car will materialize in front of them, and they'll get in it and go to a loading screen. The car can be stored in your sim's inventory or in a garage or parking space. This is exactly how it worked in The Sims 2. In The Sims 3, it worked the same way, except they actually got into the car and drove it. And I know a lot of people are going to say, what's the point in having cars in The Sims 4 if you don't have an open world? But a lot of those same people said, what's the point in having horses in The Sims 4 without an open world? Yet here we are. That being said, base game cars are going to be really boring, just like base game infants. You really can't do much with infants in the base game, and if you want any gameplay around infants, you have to buy the Growing Together expansion pack. And I think it's going to work the same way for cars, where if you want any actual gameplay around cars, then you'll need to buy the Cars expansion pack. I think it'll come with a new world built for driving, just like how Chestnut Ridge is built for horseback riding. And I think we'll get all sorts of fun car-themed gameplay, like a mechanic career and teaching teens how to drive. And maybe we'll get a racetrack as well. Some people have speculated that burglars may be coming to the game. Personally, I don't see this one happening for multiple reasons. Number one, I think if we were going to get burglars in The Sims 4, we would have gotten them with the Get to Work expansion pack, because that pack came with police and a police station and a jail. On top of that, the base game already has a criminal career path, and Sims who work in that career path will often steal things at work. The game also has the kleptomaniac trait, which will cause Sims to autonomously steal, and the Eco Lifestyle expansion pack includes a neighborhood action plan called Sharing is Caring, which encourages visiting Sims to steal objects from the player's house. And for those reasons, I just don't think that traditional burglars that we all know from the other Sims games are going to come to The Sims 4. Another feature or pack that I would love to see, and I've seen a lot of people request, but I don't think we're actually going to get, is bands. The ability for multiple Sims to play musical instruments together, not just at the same time. Bands were a feature of the late night expansion pack of The Sims 3, and I would love to see them added to The Sims 4, but I just don't think it's coming, because if we were going to get it, I think we would have gotten it with Get Famous. The only other way I could see bands being introduced in The Sims 4 is through a stuff pack, but as we know, stuff packs are effectively dead. Now, if they did a pack refresh for Get Famous, that would be a cool time to introduce bands, but again, I don't see that happening. One thing I do see happening probably next year is another Townie refresh. And I think the next refresh is going to be the Landgrab family and their estranged son, Johnny Zest. I see this as an opportunity for the Sims team to fix Johnny Zest's family tree. Please, I am begging you, fix Johnny Zest's family tree. And there's also two more occult types from previous Sims games that we've not really heard or seen anything about in The Sims 4. And those are zombies and genies. Regarding genies, I think if we get genies in any kind of capacity in this game, there's going to be one, and they're going to be a special NPC. But I could also see genies just never coming to the game. As for zombies, I can see a zombie apocalypse game pack, and I can see it being a story-driven experience, kind of in the same vein of Strangerville or Journey to Batuu. But that being said, I don't think we're actually going to get that. If we were to get it, that's what it would look like, but I don't think it's happening. But I've rambled on long enough. What packs and kits do you suspect are coming in the future? What do you think I'm right and wrong about here? Tell me your thoughts in the comments.